Here's a quick one, very important. The ecumenical movement was actually Catholic in the beginning. If you look up, I think it's in Alberto, maybe. Alberto, the PDF Alberto series, and it's called Alberto. There's another one, The Force, the other one, The Four Horsemen, etc. And there's one on Islam and Mormons. And okay, Evangelicalism has become Ecumenicalism. This is their whole plan. And one of the stooges, one of the agents they used was Billy Graham, who was also confirmed 33-degree Mason. Now he was in California. He was not well known, but somehow maybe he became a Mason, and William Hearst, the newspaper magnate, started putting him in free and promoting him, and all of a sudden he's big time. And that's what they do, is if someone gets into one of these special, supposed special secret societies and all this stuff, then the ones that are interested in basically in the occultism to some degree, or could be used in a way like this, the Lord knows everybody's heart and the whole thing, every single thing, even better than us. Okay, what he was used for, he became well known, right? And he would go to different countries throughout the world, and they would fill up these huge stadiums, sports stadiums, and guess who would fill it up? There would be all this promotion, so there would be different people there, evangelicals, just people that want to come in here, but they fill them up with Catholics. The Catholic boss in that area would order all the people to fill up the stadium. And here's what took place. When a lot of the Catholics would be amazed that so many people would be coming down, or so forth and so on. So if Catholics came down and wanted to be baptized, wanted to sign up for baptism or that type of thing, guess what they would do? They would ask them if they have a church already, and it's the BEM document, actually, that says that you can't proselytize anybody that already has a church. So if they were Catholic, if they were something else, they would probably, we have to find out more. But I know if they were Catholic, they would say, oh, here's your priest right here. You're fine. See, 100% sellout. And sad to say, so many people are so deceived on these things. They just somehow they don't get to the bottom of it. It's this media that's false and around the world, and this big what was it called? This big thing that was just opened up and closed down. They were putting so much money, billions, millions, tons of money, to direct the news of the world, and they have the AP and the different ones, that the news stories go everywhere, just from one location to everywhere like that. But this is even more in different countries, in Europe, etc., controlling the narrative. So there was a local head of actually, this goes deep. There was a local head of the Remnant Movement Church. It's really the movement. He came and visited one time, and somehow it was kind of like a happenstance, and he ended up giving me a book, and it's by Alejandro Bouillon. It's by Bouillon, right? And so I actually know the story. He was actually, his parents forbid him to go. I think they were remnant, or I think they were remnant. They forbid him to go, but with him and another friend or one of his brothers, they snuck away and went to hear Billy Graham, and he was overjoyed or whatever. But the story is, he's a stooge too. bouillon, and he's all this emotions and all this stuff, and he gets the people like wooing and whatever, and they think he's great or whatever. But in the book, I said, I'm not going to read this. It was a paperback. I said, I can't read. I'm not going to read this. No way. I know who this guy is. So I went to, the Lord led me. I went to the back pages and started, scanning through, and I found it. I found the word Eucharist. In the remnant movement, Eucharist right in there. He's a total agent of the other side. You could say Jesuit. You could say Mason. In reality, the SJs control all of it. If you get the book, or you just get PDF, Unholy Alliances, Chapter 2, and I think it was in like 1682, something like that, they formally united the secret Illuminati movement with Masonry worldwide. And there was all these, there was like 3 million people represented by a few representatives, and it was all zip it. No, you can't say a single word about what they did at that meeting. And I think it was Wilhelmsbad. And what they did is they united the two together, but secretly. It's all inside deals, and that's what they did with the BEM. Is each major church was already worked and become ecumenical at the high levels. You see, the members know. They keep the members. They want the money. They've got to have the money flowing in. So they purport to be faithful and true leaders and all this, of course, like Israel, more or less. But by their fruits you know them, and by the details of what. It's not necessarily what they say, it's what they do. And so they went there in 1982 in Lima, Peru, and signed this document, BEM, under the World Council of Churches, under the United Nations, which is under the Vatican, and under the black nobility. They're still well alive. All these different families, blessings, and take care. And they've intermixed, and different ones come in. I just heard the other day regarding Ivanka Trump. She after their divorce, she was with one of these fellas. Blessings.